Is life in India expensive? Well, I'm going to break it down for you guys today from the point of view of a foreigner living in India. Welcome to my channel. My name is Agnes. I'm an accountant turned YouTuber. And in today's video, I will be talking about the cost of living from our perspective. So we're a family of 5. We're living in Indore, Madhya Pradesh, which is the cleanest city of India. Our 3 children are being educated here, and we currently do not work, though we have got some side hustles that we're working on. One of them is being a YouTuber. But in today's video, I want to talk to you from our perspective, how much the life really costs here. Because although people think life in India is cheap, I would disagree. So once I start breaking down the cost to you, you may guys understand that it's actually not as inexpensive as someone might think. And again, this is from the perspective of our experiences. We have 3 children, they're all in different age groups, and we live certain lifestyle because of which we spend certain amount of money. That's not to say that everyone will spend so much money, and there are people that are living on a cheaper budgets, and there are also people that are living on more expensive budgets. I will be rounding up or down the figures because, as in anyone's household, some months are more expensive than the others, depending whether we travel, depending on the weather as well. Like if we use more AC, obviously the bill for the electricity is going to go up. If we drive more, the bill for fuel is going to go up. So I'll break it down into a few categories. One will be schooling, second will be people that help us around and how much we pay for that, grocery, food and days out. There will be also living expenses, car, fuel and other additional things. So I'll start from schooling because this is actually the highest expense that we're paying. And at the moment our children are in quite reputable school in Madhya Pradesh, which is expensive, guys. We pay nearly 6 lakh per child, and 2 of them are in that school. Angie used to be in that school. Now she's doing online tuition because she did not enjoy going to school here. So if you add up all 3 children's fees plus tuition, so all of our kids have music, they have just like a regular tuitions for like homework and stuff. Angie's got maths, she's got science as well. So if you add up all the costs and then multiply that by month, by 12 months, that will work out to be about 1.5 lakh per month. This is definitely the highest cost, although when we travel, the cost of travel can actually come up to be more than that. But we don't travel every single month. So I have not actually included the traveling cost in here because this is sort of non-essential thing that had we needed to drop a cost, that would have been one of the things that we don't have to do. We don't have to travel. We have to eat. We have to put kids in school. We have to pay for other necessities, but we don't have to travel. So I'm not going to count this into the amount of money that we spend. And also depends where we go, how long we stay, which hotels we stay to. So yeah, that's going to be one thing that I will avoid. The next thing I want to mention is shopping or groceries. Now, we do shopping pretty much every single day. We use an app called Swiggy or Big Basket, and sometimes I pop into the shop, like physically go into the shop and pick up some things off the shelf. And despite the groceries are not being very expensive, that does add up. Like every day I would pay 600 rupees, 700 rupees, sometimes 1,000 rupees. And this adds up to about 20 to 30,000 of shopping for just groceries. Then on top of that, you go washing powder, shampoo, shower gels and things like that. That adds up to another about 15 to 20,000. So I think overall we do end up spending more or less 50,000, and that would include the takeaway. So once in a blue moon we go out and eat, or we order food in. So within that budget, that would be included, and that is around 50,000 pounds. Then the next thing on my list is rent. Now, accommodation in India in general is not very expensive, but we do live in quite a nice society, and this society has quite high cost of rent. And the rent, including the maintenance, gas, electricity, and also I'm going to include the broadband connection as well, and some TV subscription, because that kind of comes within, although it's not essential, but it comes within the cost that is the living accommodation sort of costs. So for that we spend just under 70,000. And again, those bills go up and down per month, but maximum gets is like 70,000. Then the next cost I want to mention is car. In March this year, 2024, we have purchased our first car. So before that, I was using Uber, and we were just frustrated at Ubers because you have to wait, and sometimes they cancel, sometimes they're not even available. So we decided to buy a car, and we have made a few road trips, which were really, really nice and fun to just get in the car, drive. And we've been from Madhya Pradesh all the way to Himachal Pradesh, which is quite far away, but it was so much fun. And the car costed us over 20, I think we paid 23 lakh for the car itself. We currently have a driver as well. So the driver cost I will mention within the cost that I count for maids and like people that help us around. We do pay insurance and everything, but if you know, this is one of costs that we paid for the car. And you can't really break this down per month because car value depreciates. We will eventually sell the car. So I'm not going to count this. This was like one-off payment that we did in order not to be able to pay for the monthly cost of taxis, but we do pay for the fuel. And the fuel, if we don't go out of the city, we pay around 6 to 10,000 for just fuel going up and down. And I use a car every single day. Like I go to the gym, I go shops, I drop kids sometimes to school or pick them up whenever they have exams or finish early. You know, we do go for birthday parties and stuff, or we socialize. So every time we do use a car, the car drinks a fuel, and with that we do end up spending 6 to 10,000 per month. The next thing is the maid and a driver. For that we spend just under 20,000. And the last thing I want to mention is like non-essentials. So we have mobile phones. Kids do end up going to birthday parties, and that happens minimum a few times a month. Sometimes it gets crazy and like you have a party after party after party. So you do have to buy a present with that. Kids need essentials for school. So that would be like within the grocery and essentials shopping. But I do go to the gym, Josh goes to the gym. So with that, that's another, I would say 10,000 on top of that. So if you add up all the costs, okay, that comes to be just under 3 lakh. That's 3,000 UK money, 3,000 pounds. That is a lot. And in England, we did pay less than that. So imagine us living in India, we are actually spending more money for our living than what we do in England. And this is only down to kids' tuition. The grocery shopping would definitely be more expensive in England to what it is here. However, the schooling and the tuitions is definitely the highest cost, but we chose to bring them here to educate them in private setting. Cost of living in India is high. It's not cheap, guys. Someone might think that I'm going to come from the UK, I'm going to live on a cheaper budget. I don't think it's cheaper. I mean, I have just listed things for you guys, and it comes to be a 3,000 pounds a month. That is huge amount of money. And because neither me and my husband are working full time, we don't have a stable income other than rentals that we have in from the UK. We are actually eating into our savings every single month. And when we were in England, we both were working full time. Here we are not. We have some savings, we have some side hustles that we're drawing money from. But overall, living here is actually not really making us better off financially. But we do prefer living in India in terms of the climate, in terms of the education for the children. We do think that they take benefits of being here. So this is why we're continuing. But as I did mention at the beginning of the video, we are putting plans in place to shift back to the UK. Despite all the odds and everything, we think we'll be better off in England or maybe somewhere else. This is still not decided. If you want to follow our journey along and see where the life takes us, you know what you got to do. Subscribe to the channel and give us a like so that this video gets spread to the wider audience. And if I'm actually able to sustain my living from this channel, from the views that you guys offer me, and the channel grows to the size where I can make this into a business, who knows? For now, I would really invite you guys to watch my next video, which I talked about why exactly I love living in India. And this was the video where I poured my heart out to tell you guys what I love about living in India. And I really warmly recommend you guys watching this video next.